3, 2, 1. Oh, I have to sync it up somehow. I can't clap while I'm holding the microphone, can I? No, I'm not going to try it. So, as we all very well know at this point, I'm setting up for this video too. Because, whatever, I wanted to do it, and it doesn't freaking matter. No one's watching this anyways, but I'm going to still get my opinions out there. We've all heard the countless amount of rumors talking about the next Spider-Man movie and how it maybe is going to have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back as their versions of Spider-Man. It's a whole multiverse thing. I still don't subscribe to that notion, but like maybe it'll happen. I don't know. It'll be cool if it does. I'm not saying that I definitely won't. I'm not saying that I definitely will. Whatever. I made a whole other video talking about that earlier. But I made that video before we got the first trailer for the movie. And now we have the trailer, and we now can confirm that the villains are going to come back. Now we have official information saying that, yes, the villains are going to come back from those movies. So there's that. And so it is for this reason that I decided I wanted to just sit down and rewatch the Spider-Man movies again. I haven't seen the original trilogy in freaking years. I wanted to watch it to see why. I'd seen them. But so many people are flaunting these movies around like they're the gold standard of Spider-Man, like they're the epitome of how Spider-Man should be. Hey, this is the definitive version of Spider-Man. If it's anything besides Tobey Maguire, it doesn't count. So I wanted to rewatch the movies to see if I agreed with that notion. I have come to tell you, kind of don't. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that this is the gold standard, that this should be how Spider-Man is. Like, this should be the epitome of how Spider-Man should be. I don't get it. I have determined at this point that basically everyone who's saying that is part of the reason that they're saying that is nostalgia. I'm sure of it. That's a good chunk of the reasoning. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't want to say that's all of it. I don't want to say that that's the only reason anyone would say that. Because it's not. Some people just genuinely believe, hey, this is like really good. This is really good. This is how Spider-Man should be, I feel like. And fine, you're welcome to have that opinion. But make sure you say that after you've rewatched the movies. If you can rewatch these movies and genuinely tell me that this is the definitive version of Spider-Man, okay. Cool, fine. You can have that opinion. I don't care enough. I don't care enough to be angry with you. I genuinely don't. No, but what does upset me is plenty of people who clearly haven't seen the movies in so long, acting like it's the best thing ever. You haven't seen these movies since you were 5. Don't come to me acting like all high and mighty, like you know everything. We can rewatch the movies and then come back to me with that opinion. If you genuinely still have, again, like I said, if you genuinely have that opinion, fine. I don't care. And it's mostly just how vitriol people get. People get so angry and bent out of shape about this. Y'all, it ain't that deep. It's a superhero. In red spandex, climbing on the walls, freaking fighting a dude with big, gangly, weird robot arms. Just doing a weird green Power Rangers costume, flying around, throwing pumpkin bombs at people. The dude fights sand. Y'all, so many people take this way too seriously. I don't get it. I don't understand. So many people are so angry and so bent out of shape because of how Spider-Man is just how Spider-Man is right now. Whatever, the character changes and evolves. Times change. Do you have any idea how many iterations of this character there are? There's so many different versions of this character. There's not a definitive version of Spider-Man anymore. It's too late for that. Maybe there was at one point, but not anymore. We're at the point where this character has been redone and reinterpreted so many times. There's not a single perfect specific version of Spider-Man. So we kind of have to accept that for now, in the current modern day, for the current generation, Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the Spider-Man that we gotta deal with. And you can like him or hate him. I don't care enough. But like, I like him. I like all the different versions of Spider-Man, including this one. I can admit that. I'm a big enough man, but I do have to say that these movies are kind of a little bit overrated, just a touch, just a little bit. I can't in any way say that these movies are bad, because they're not. These are not bad movies. These movies are good. I even still kind of enjoyed the third one. I know everyone, even the people who love this version of Spider-Man, everyone can agree the third one is the weakest one. Everyone can agree that the third one's maybe not super great, but weirdly enough, even I like that one. I like that one. I like the third one. The lighting the lighting here is terrible. The lighting in this video, not the movies. This video is terrible. All I have is this lamp back here. I got this lamp. Gotta make the most out of that. Trying my best. What accent was that when I said the word best there? That was weird. But no, yeah, these movies aren't bad. These movies are not bad by any stretch of the imagination, I can't say. But really? Tobey Maguire is y'all's Spider-Man? You look at Tobey Maguire and you say, yes, this is how Spider-Man should be. His performance is fine. Whatever. His performance is fine. It's decent. It's not terrible. But something about his version doesn't click for me. I don't know what it is. I don't quite know what it is. I don't know what it is. Something about his version of Spider-Man, it rubs me the wrong way a tiny bit. Yeah, I can't quite pin it down. Not hating on these movies. I want to make that very clear throughout this video, because on the off chance that this one does become popular, on the off chance that this video does become popular and blows up, I want to make it clear I don't hate these movies. But I don't know, something about the way Tobey plays it is not doing it for me. It's just not doing it. It doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. I don't know enough to freaking really actually truly explain it, but something don't sit right. Here's something I want to get out right at the gate. I'm back here now. I'm a silhouette. Here's something I want to point out there right here and now. Mary Jane Watson, as depicted in these Sam Raimi movies, is possibly the worst love interest for Spider-Man. I can hear the torches and pitchforks outside my door right now. Hang on, wait, just don't come in yet. Don't come in and kill me. I got other stuff to say on the matter. I guess overall, for what the movies are, for the tone that they're trying to strike here, it works. But it's not great. You look at freaking Gwen Stacy from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, or Michelle Jones, yeah, in the MCU, yeah, her initials are MJ. Her real name is Michelle Jones. This is not Mary Jane. That MJ is not Mary Jane. It's a different character. It's a different character entirely. That should be easy to understand for some people to understand that. I don't get it. Whatever. You look at those girls. You look at those characters, and you look at Mary Jane as depicted in the Sam Raimi trilogy. You compare them, and you'll quickly notice something. These girls have personality. They each have some sort of personality traits, something that, defines their characters. This one, she's real good at screaming. And before people have the opportunity to say, that's just how she is. That's just how Mary Jane is. No, it isn't. You look at her in the comics, and you look at her in other versions, you look at other interpretations of this character, she's not just this damsel in distress. In in the Sam Raimi trilogy, that's literally all that she is. She's just this damsel in distress. She's just a pretty face for Spider-Man to save and fall in love with. That's literally her only purpose in the entire franchise. It's literally her only purpose in the entire trilogy. It's freaking... It's weak. Your moves are weak. It's real pitiful. You look at other versions of Mary Jane, and she's strong, confident. She's kind of a badass sometimes. She's a take charge kind of gal. A lot of times she's actively wanting to participate in the fight and help out Spider-Man when she knows the secret identity. And even when she doesn't, she's still wanting to do something when she's there. This Mary Jane literally just there, waiting to be rescued. It's not even that I hate the idea of there being a damsel in distress character. That can exist, but why does it have to be Mary Jane? And why is that all that she can be in literally every movie? Why does she have to literally every single movie? Something has to happen. She has to get captured, and she screams. I get it. I get that she's captured, but why does she have to get captured every time? Literally every single movie. Every single time she gets captured. All three of them. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but that's the thing. Just because it ain't broke doesn't mean it's fixed. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. I don't like it. What I do very much like in this trilogy, I gotta say it, the villains. The villains are done really well in these movies, I gotta admit. Remember I said that I didn't just blindly hate these movies? Yeah, I meant it. I can point out good things. One good thing, all the villains are freaking dope. I am so excited to see Willem Dafoe come back as Green Goblin, because oh my gosh, he's so much fun. He's freaking nuts, dude. Freaking when he blows up Aunt May's window while she's praying, and he's just staying, and like she's mid prayer. Here she was just about to finish, and she's just saying, "Deliver us, and Green Goblin just finish it. That's so good. The voice, the way, just the energy that Willem Dafoe exudes in that role is so good. Oh my gosh, it is. That's also side tangent. This is for Spider-Man as a whole, not just this trilogy, but Spider-Man as a franchise generally. You ever notice how we haven't gotten the classic Green Goblin like in anything at all for a good while? Every single version of Green Goblin that we've gotten in the past few years, in the past probably like decade or so, has been the more like mutated ultimate Green Goblin. Like the version we see in the Ultimate Comics. That's the Green Goblin we got in Spider-Verse, complete with the wings. In the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, which I honestly was pretty good, in my opinion. But in that, he's big. He's all big and bulky. And then the newer freaking Spider-Man series on Disney XD, freaking, we get the Hobgoblin first, and it's Harry. We get Harry as the Hobgoblin before we get the Green Goblin, and then when Norman does eventually become the Green Goblin, it's happening at the same time that he's fusing with the symbiote. So then he becomes freaking the Venom Goblin or something? Dark Goblin? Something? I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't Green Goblin. They just didn't bother to introduce Green Goblin at all before doing that, which was stupid, and I don't like it. Yeah, in all honesty, I've been wanting a more classic Green Goblin for a while, like we got here in the first movie, and in the original comics, and in several other cartoon interpretations. I want a more classic Green Goblin. We haven't gotten that in a while, and I'm very glad that we're getting that. We're bringing him back so that we can do this again. Sorry, that was a side. That has nothing to do with these original movies. I just wanted to point that out. So, Green Goblin is freaking dope. Dr. Octopus. Everyone points to Spider-Man 2 as being like one of the greatest ever. I still slightly disagree, but I liked it. I enjoyed the film. I can honestly say that I enjoyed the movie. I can't say it's one of the best, in my opinion, But darn it, I watched it and I liked it. I have a positive experience watching the movie. So there you go. Come out with your pitchforks now. But no, yeah, Doc Ock is really good in this movie. He's really good in the second one. He's really fun. I mean, it is weird. It is kind of weird how he goes. How he goes from no, I can't steal. I'm not a criminal. To all right, gonna throw this old lady off a roof. See ya, Grandma. That's kind of a quick change. So that's kind of weird, but like, whatever. He was fun throughout the rest of the movie. I'm not gonna complain. Also, my favorite moment in the entire trilogy is the scene Peter, Aunt May, they're at the bank trying to get a loan. They're denied the loan, and then it pans over to a man standing in front of the safe, and then he pulls this flap from his trench coat, and all of a sudden, ha ha! I have mechanical arms. I'm gonna break the safe. It's such a quick change too, because it happens so quickly because he's only on screen for like half a second before he rips the flap off. The idea that he was just standing there waiting for his moment and then just ha! My time! It's so freaking ridiculous. I love it. I absolutely love it. Can't get enough. You understand here? You're a normal man. You had a trench coat. Not doing anything. Psych! I have medical arms. I'm breaking everything. And then we get to the third movie. I'll be honest. All the main complaint that everyone has with the third one is that there's too many villains. And yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Having to deal with Sandman, Venom, and New Goblin. Yeah, it's his name. And it's New Goblin. Couldn't come up with any of that. Just make him Hobgoblin. That would have been way easier. Having all three of these subplots go on at the same time makes it so that nothing gets enough focus and you can't really invest in any of it. So yeah, that is a big problem. It's a big problem that a lot of people have pointed out. However, I think we can all agree Sandman is done the best. For as flawed as this movie is, weirdly enough, Sandman is done pretty darn well, I'd say. For what little we get of him. I can't remember. In the marketing, which one did they lean on the most? Because I remember seeing that, I think I remember as a kid, the marketing telling me that, okay, yeah, he's fighting Sandman, but also now there's the black suit. Yeah, you kids like that, right? I can't remember which villain they leaned on the most for the advertising. Because just earlier, I was looking at the posters to make the thumbnail for this video, and I saw the poster for the third one. He's very Venom based. So like, who's supposed to be the main villain here? Is it supposed to be Venom? I guess it's supposed to be Venom. And the weirdest part about all of it is, while I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking about it back in my head, I can see what they were trying to do. They were trying to have Sandman there and have the scene of him being washed away in the sewer to further amplify and have his connection with Uncle Ben's death to further amplify, to further display. I know words. For display how much more angry and aggressive Peter has become with the symbiote on him. I get that. And then later on when they team up, I can see what they were going for. They didn't quite stick the landing, but I definitely see what they were going for. I reckon if they had done the whole Harry subplot, give that its own movie. If they had given that its own movie, and then Spider-Man 4, they could have done Sandman and Venom and given them both more screen time and more focus. It probably would have worked out better. I do know that in the actual Spider-Man 4 that they were planning, Vulture was supposed to be in it. And we were supposed to get Mysterio, and then it turned out to be Bruce Campbell. No, yeah, I genuinely feel like this movie would be better if we didn't have to deal with Harry and New Goblin. If you just take that one subplot out of the movie, I think everything would have flowed better, at least to some extent. Maybe it still would have been bad, but like, maybe it still wouldn't have been good. But like, it would have worked out better, I think. Give me my hydration, damn it! Just trying to twist the bottle with just one hand to struggle. I just want to kind of rapid fire these other characters. Freaking Harry. He's fine, I guess. It's weird how freaking... Oh, my Lord. Okay, here's something I gotta point out. Here is something. When Harry... First off, Harry assumes Spider-Man killed his dad as a Green Goblin. Okay. And then in the second one, he finds out that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. So now he's being distant from Peter, saying, "You killed my dad. I don't like you anymore." Pete, maybe actually deny it. Maybe say something. Because the only thing that Peter ever says in response is, "Come on, man. We're bros. We're buds. Come on, Harry. Don't be like this. I know that you think that I killed your dad, but come on, we're friends." Maybe deny it. Maybe say, "Hey, I actually didn't kill your dad. His glider, he was trying to attack me with his glider, and I dodged, and it hit him." Maybe freaking say that. And to Peter's credit, he does end up saying that eventually. But it's not until he gets freaking attacked by Harry. Peter never actually denies that he killed Norman until Harry starts actually trying to kill him. Maybe, dummy, if you had said something beforehand, you wouldn't be in this situation. Maybe if you said something, just here's a thought. If you had maybe denied the fact that you did it, maybe he wouldn't keep thinking that you did it. That was frustrating. That was freaking frustrating while watching these movies. It's kind of put on the back burner for most of these films, so like it's easy to forget. But good Lord, man! Also, his relationship with Mary Jane is not super good or healthy. It doesn't seem very good for either of them, and maybe they shouldn't be together. There's not really a compelling reason why they should be together in any of these movies. I see a lot of people taking issue with how. People have pointed out that Aunt May's getting younger and younger in these interpretations, and now with the MCU, they're upset at how young she actually is. They're upset because of how young Marissa Tomei is compared to any other version of Aunt May. They're basically upset that she's not an old lady. And like, I get it, the character has been this one thing for a good while, and now all of a sudden she's not. But I want to tell you, here's a little anecdote. Here's a little something. So me, growing up, I of course always heard, you can't not hear it, she's referred to as Aunt May. Aunt May, yeah, sure. But I only ever heard those words being mushed together as a kid. The aunt prefix just meant nothing as a kid. To my little brain. So that combined with the fact that she is an old lady, she is an old elderly woman, I straight up thought she was Peter's grandma. Also, we never see Peter's parents in like anything. Peter's parents are never acknowledged in like any version of Spider-Man that we've seen except for the Amazing Spider-Man movies. We saw that one. Yeah, except for that, and then like one little point in the comic books. Peter's parents are never acknowledged at all. It's literally just Aunt May, and it's just Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben dies, and now it's just Aunt May. For whatever reason, as a kid, I didn't even know that Uncle Ben died. I didn't know anything about Uncle Ben. For whatever reason, it was gone from my memory. Gone from my mind. I don't know. For whatever, I guess when I watched the movie when I was freaking 3, I was freaking 3 years old. The idea, the moment where the old man dies in the street didn't click for me for whatever reason. Why didn't it? That's weird. Maybe I'm weird, but freaking good Lord, it is way too easy to mistake Aunt May for Peter's grandmother instead of Peter's aunt. But now you look at Marissa Tomei and you compare her with Tom Holland, and it's easy to say that, yeah, that's Peter's aunt. Yeah, okay, I can believe that. Yeah, she kind of looks like she could be, oh, jeez. Yeah, she looks like the proper age for an aunt of a teenager. Yeah, she looks like she could be about the same age as the parent to a 15-year-old. Peter's supposed to be a teenager. in most of these interpretations. Not all of them. Sometimes he's a young adult, and that's cool. Whatever. But most of these interpretations, and including in this movie, in this trilogy, Peter's supposed to be a teenager who's going into young adulthood. He's supposed to be a teenager who's slowly becoming a 20-something. So why in the world does Aunt May look like she's pushing 80? Why the hell does his aunt look like she could be put in a retirement home at any moment? So yeah, I don't know, man. Like these movies are fine. I don't hate them. For the few people who care, if anyone who cares, again, on the off chance that this video does really well, people are gonna be in the comments lighting me up saying, "You hate these movies. Why do you hate these movies? What's wrong with you?" And I just don't. I don't hate these movies. I think these movies are great. These movies are fine. I can totally see the appeal. I totally 100% understand why people love these movies. I don't understand why people say these are the gold standard. I don't understand why people say that this is the best Spider-Man. This should be how it is. And why they're so passionate about it. Why people are so unbelievably angry anytime anyone disagrees with them on these movies being the best. Along with that, if you're one of those people who freaking want to make fun of people for saying that this is the best Spider-Man ever, don't do that either. That's not helping. Don't fight fire with fire. Everyone burns. The entire force has gone down. Being part of the Spider-Man fandom is exhausting. Good freaking Lord. I just want to enjoy the character. Can I just do that? Do I have to pick a favorite? Do I have to? That kind of just goes for everything. It kind of just goes for entertainment as a whole. Why does everything have to be either the best thing or the worst thing? Sometimes there's middle grounds. There's gray areas, people. You can like this version of Spider-Man, or you cannot like this version of Spider-Man. And at the end of the day, no matter what your opinion, you're still a human who has other opinions. It doesn't hurt anything, whether you like it or you don't. It's totally okay to just not like it. And shut up, stomach. And if you don't like these movies, okay, fine. Just don't be a douche about it. If you do like these movies, okay, fine. Don't be a douche about it. Either like the movies or don't. I don't care enough. I just wanted to get my 2 cents out on the situation. I'm gonna watch the Amazing Spider-Man movies next. It's gonna be real fun. I'm sure of it. So yeah, that's the end of this. Goodbye. I'll see you later for another thing. J.K. Simmons and J. Jonah Jameson is absolutely one of the best comic book character casting choices that we've ever gotten in anything. And I mean that. I say that with my whole chest. Maybe not my whole chest, but I mean it with my whole chest. I don't know how to end videos. I'm stalling. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna freaking bye. Can I be your superhero?